In this video, I'll be demonstrating how to complete on your own 21-2. So as normal, here we are on the instruction screen. I'm going to click right here to get the appropriate instruction set. This is going to pull up the PDF document with the instructions eventually. And then I'm going to move that to another screen here so I can look on while I'm completing it. Alright, so step one is to create a new presentation based on the 5 rules template. So I'm just going to launch PowerPoint, and we are going to look for that template, which should pop up for us. Okay, right here you can just say 5 rules, and this is the one that should pop up, Duarte's 5 rules. So just click on that, and then click Create. Okay, and then it wants you to watch the slideshow in slideshow view, so I'm not going to go through that in the video, but you could just hit F5 and then use your mouse or the N button on the keyboard to advance through the presentation and watch what it does. We're not going to make any changes in this presentation. It's just that the On Your Own assignment wanted you to see an example of all the different stuff that you could do with animations and transition effects and stuff like that. So just go through that presentation and kind of pay attention to everything that's happening, and read the content too. It's got good content in there with advice about creating PowerPoint presentations. Step 3 says, in normal view, examine the slides, transitions, and animations used in the presentation. For example, display slide 9, so we'll go over there. This is slide 9 here. And it says change the zoom level, so you can either do that right here, okay, or a lot of times what I do is hold down Control and use my scroll wheel on my mouse, and that works not just in PowerPoint but in a lot of different applications to zoom. And you can click on any of the objects here and click on the animations ribbon and see the animations that have been applied to those objects to kind of learn how they have done it. Okay, and so that is the first 3 steps of this On Your Own. It's really just opening this presentation and viewing it, kind of looking around and seeing how they've done things. Okay, so step 4, we're going to create a new presentation. File and New, and we're just going to select Blank Presentation. Okay, and step 5, the title slide here is going to be named Creative Presentations, and your name is the subtitle. Alright, step 6, it says create a new slide using the title and content, so you can come up here to New Slide and choose the title and content layout. Okay, and it wants us to use the title Tips for Interesting Presentations here, and then for the content here it wants you to type the 5 rules from the other one. So here are the 5 rules. Okay, you can just copy those and paste them if you like, or you can just type them in. Okay, and I'm not going to type the rest of them, but you can do that, okay, and put them in there. Just for brevity's sake, I'm going to skip along. You get the idea. And then step 7 is create a new slide using the section header layout. So that would be just click new slide, and then right here's the section header. And for the title, it wants us to use animation example. Okay, and notice I'm not putting anything down here where it says click to add text. You don't have to put anything in there. Those are just placeholders, and that's not going to show up on the slideshow you see over here. It's not actually showing the words click to add text. Okay, you don't have to fill all of that stuff out if you don't want it to show anything. Alright, step 8 says create 3 new slides using the blank layout. So we're going to go back here, new slide, blank, and then we're just going to repeat that 3 times. That's going to create slides 4, 5, and 6 for us, which is all blank. And so on step 9. It says on slide 4, so I'm going to click back, make sure I'm on slide 4. Be careful because it's 4, 5, and 6 are blank. It's hard to tell, but if you'll look over here in the slide pane, you will see that my slide 4 has a little orange selector around it that indicates which one I'm on. Also, you can look down here, see it says slide 4 of 6, so that's another way to tell where you are when they look identical. Alright, step 9 wants us to add clip art, and so what we'll do is go over to insert, and then I'm going to select online pictures here, and it wants us to search using SubArt. Alright, and insert one of the results. So you can look down through here, and you can kind of pick whatever you like. I'm just going to kind of pick the first one, doesn't really matter. Alright, and it wants us to resize it, maintaining the aspect ratio, so it's 2 inches high. So I'm just going to click on it, and notice it's got a height up here, so I can just type over what's in there, and it's automatically going to maintain the aspect ratio, so it will change the width appropriately to maintain, so it it doesn't squish it or squeeze it or whatever, so it looks the same, it's just larger. Alright, so now what I'm going to do, it says copy the resized clip to slides 5 and 6. So once this image is highlighted, I'm just going to hit Control-C on my keyboard. You can actually go to home and hit copy as well. It's the same thing. I'm very accustomed to using the keyboard to do that. So just click to slide 5 and hit Control-V, or you can hit paste. It's the same thing. And then 6 and then paste again. Alright, so we're going to copy it from 4 and then go to 5 and paste and then 6 and paste. So it puts it in the same place on the slide. Okay, now we're going to add a whole bunch of different animation effects. And this is kind of get a little bit complicated because there's a whole bunch, but if you'll follow the instructions, it walks you right through it. It tells you exactly what to do. So if you follow them, you'll end up with the correct animation, okay? Alright, so on slide 4, so we're on 6 now. We need to move back to slide 4 and select our image. It says apply the entrance animation fly-in to the SubArt clip. Alright, so to do that, we're going to go over to animations. And notice if I click this arrow, it has them grouped into entrance animations, emphasis animations, and exit and motion path animations. Alright, so that's what it means when it's telling you the entrance animation. So it's up here in this entrance section, and it's called fly in. So I'm just going to select fly in, okay, like it as. And then step 11 says use the add animation button, which is right here. Okay, to add the motion path animation loops, so that's down here under motion paths. Okay, I'm going to select loops right here, so it's going to preview what that's going to do. It's going to fly in a figure 8 pattern, okay, and it puts this little thing on the screen that kind of shows you the pattern of the where it's going to move. Alright, and then the last part of step 11 says change the start timing for this animation to after previous. So right here where it says on click, we're going to change that to after previous. So we're going to do this same thing pretty much for all the animations that we add. And the reason for that is telling it to start after the previous animation has finished as opposed to when we click. So what that does is it automates it so that we don't have to click or hit the end to advance. It's going to just play all the animations in sequence automatically. Okay? Alright, so step 12, it says use the add animation button again. Okay, so we're going to be here, add animation, to add the exit animation fly out, which would be here. Okay, fly out. Okay, and use the effect options button, which is here, to change the direction to the right. So see, to the right. So instead of going out the bottom, it's going to go out the right. And then change the start timing to after previous. Right here. Okay? Alright, now we're going to transition to slide 5. This is step 13. On slide 5, apply the entrance animation. Fly in, which is here. Okay. And change the effect from the left. So we're going to go right here and say from the left. And then change the start timing to after previous. So here. Alright. And then we're going to, this is step 14, add the motion path animation shapes. So we're going to say add animation, motion path shapes. Okay, and then change the start to after previous. Step 15 is add the exit animation fly out. So add animation fly out. Okay, then change the start timing to after previous. Okay, now step 16, we're going to move to slide 6. Okay, and here's the, I'm going to click on the image again. Apply the entrance animation fly in. So click here. Change the effect to from top. So from top. Okay, and then change the start timing to after previous. And then add animation. This is step 17. Okay, and then it wants us to select more motion paths down here. This is going to bring up another window here, add motion paths with additional options. So it wants us to go to the lines curves section, which is here, and click the curvy right. So this one right there. And then click OK. You can see in the background there what it's going to do. And then we're going to change the start to after previous. Okay? Alright. Now step 19 here is a little bit tricky, so follow along. In the Slides tab, which is over here, alright, click Slide 4. Now press and hold the Shift key, and then click Slides 5 and 6. So notice now how 4, 5, and 6 are all highlighted. That's a way that you can apply the same settings at once to multiple slides, okay? So we're going to go to the transitions here. In the timing group, see the timing group right here, it's all these settings right here. Click the on mouse click to deselect it. Okay, that'll let the slides transition automatically. And then click the after checkbox to select it. So after 0 seconds. Alright, in other words, it's just going to flow naturally from one slide to the next without us having to select anything. Alright. So start the slideshow from the beginning, this is step 20, and use the usual methods for advancing the slideshow. Note that you do not need to manually advance the slideshow after advancing past slide 3. Alright, let me see if I can show it here. It's probably going to put it on the wrong screen. Well, you can still see it right here. So I'm going to say next, next, and then now when I hit in here it should play. See, it's going to, that's slide 4. And then boom, that's slide 5. So it's going to do the animation. And this is slide 6. And then it's over. Okay? So see, we didn't have to advance between 4, 5, and 6 because we set it in the transitions to automatically transition after 0 seconds. But there's animations on there, and so what happens is the animations play. And the way that it's set here is that we've got it flying out, and because it's a blank slide, you really can't tell what it's doing, or you can't tell that it's changing slides, in other words. So it looks like it's the animation is flying off the screen and then coming back onto the screen, right? But it's really several slides. We've kind of tricked the audience into seeing that. So that's an example of some advanced animation. Okay. So now I'm going to just save this. Alright, so this is going to be last name underscore first initial underscore on your own 21-2. We don't have to add the file extension because PowerPoint will do that for us. And then voila, that should be it.